And they served their idols, which were a snare unto them. Yea, they sacrificed their sons and their daughters unto devils, and shed innocent blood, even the blood of their sons and of their daughters, whom they sacrificed unto the idols of Canaan. And the land was polluted with blood. Thus were they defiled with their own works, and went a whoring with their own inventions. Psalm 106, 36 through 39. The worship of the holy whore goddess goes back to antiquity. Venus was the Roman goddess whose functions encompassed love, beauty, sex, fertility, prosperity, and desire. It should be noted that Mars, the god of war, was the consort of Venus. Remember this, because we will revisit this connection later. The Romans adapted the myths and iconography of Venus's Greek counterpart, Aphrodite. In Latin orthography, her name is indistinguishable from the Latin noun Venus, which means sexual love and sexual desire. Venus has the etymological relationship of the root venenium, which means poison, in the sense of a charm or magic potion. This excerpt concerning the holy whore is found in the Nag Hammadi, a set of Gnostic texts dated to the 2nd century. For I am the first and the last. I am the honored one and the scorned one. I am the whore and the holy one. This statement echoes the voice of Isis, Ishtar, and Iana, goddesses who were once all-powerful. Ancient Sumerian and Babylonian tablets document the temple priestess who were also prostitutes of the goddess who received the god-bearing stranger. Their sexual union was, for both participants, communion with the divine. In many ancient cultures, in order for the land to prosper and for the king to have legitimacy in the eyes of the people, he had to celebrate the hero's gamos, or sacred marriage, with a priestess who represented the goddess. In summer, the people sang ecstatic, erotic hymns to encourage and celebrate the marriage of the shepherd king, Dumuzi, with the goddess, Iana. During the meeting between Obama and the Pope, we were being shown a symbolic marriage between the king and the whore. Notice the Pope is in all white like a bride, and Obama is the groom, and like a proud father who arranged a wedding, House Speaker John Boehner, who arranged the Pope's visit, cries tears of joy as he watched the Pope, a representative of the holy whore. Dumuzi is Tammuz, the sun god. He was also a shepherd god who underwent annual life, death, and rebirth. During the summer solstice, a 6-day mourning ritual would begin for this god. These mourning ceremonies were observed at the door of the temple in Jerusalem in a vision the Israelite prophet Ezekiel was given, which serves as a biblical prophecy which expresses the Lord's message at his people's apostate worship of idols. This can be found in Ezekiel chapter 8, verses 14 through 15. In Babylon, the street prostitutes were called Harimtu. In Babylonian religious texts, the goddess Ishtar identifies herself with the lower ranks of the street prostitutes by saying, "When I sit in the entrance of a tavern, I, Ishtar, am a loving Harimtu." Isis began her long, illustrious life as a goddess in Egypt around 2500 BC. In our world today, we see this goddess symbolically represented by ISIS militants who control a large portion of Iraq, which is the actual territory of ancient Babylon. Like the Virgin Mary, Isis was a divine and devoted mother. She was also beloved by prostitutes. According to the wealth of lore surrounding her during her long search for the body of her lover and brother Osiris, she was a prostitute in Tyre for 10 years. Isis, like Iana and Ishtar, were all in one, whore, wife, mother, and all holy. Apparently, worshippers saw no contradiction, no need to exalt one aspect of the goddess or divine feminine and debase another. In her Virgin Mother aspect, she never completely disappeared, at least not among Roman Catholics, where she appears as the Virgin Mary. In America, we find her in the goddess Columbia, which is a historical and poetic name used for the United States of America, and also as one of the names of its female personification. It should also be noted that America comes from Amaro, which means serpent, a reference to the winged serpent Quetzalcoatl. During Carnival, the festival of the flesh in Colombia, women dress up in skimpy attire as winged serpents and dance seductively in the streets. These dances are related to mating rituals. There are rituals connected to the whore of Babylon and the fallen angel Lucifer. We are also shown the holy whore goddess in the Statue of Liberty, the goddess of liberty, that liberty being sexual in nature. Isis and Osiris are also connected to Washington's District of Columbia through the goddess who is represented by the dome of the Capitol building. The dome is a symbol of a pregnant woman's belly, and the Washington Monument is an Egyptian obelisk which represents Osiris or Baal's penis. We find this same symbolism in Rome at the Vatican's St. Peter's Basilica. Notice the Pope also visited Capitol Hill. The Capitoline Hill was one of the 7 hills of Rome, and it is where the temple of Zeus was. Interestingly enough, in reference to the Capitol Hill, the name Capitol seems to have its origin in caput, which means skull, a reference to a specific skull found while laying the temple of Jupiter's foundation. It should be noted also that Messiah was crucified on a hill called Golgotha, which means the place of a skull. This can be found in Matthew 27, verse 33. Could it be that the name Capitol Hill in the District of Columbia, the Holy Whore, was chosen as the seat of government for America, which comes from the word Amaro, which means serpent, for the purpose of the Holy Whore and the serpent mocking God? The Holy Whore in Roman history can also be connected to Valeria Messalina, who was married to the Roman Emperor Claudius. She was a powerful and influential woman with a reputation for promiscuity. Empress Messalina would work clandestinely all night as a prostitute in a brothel under the name of the she-wolf. This connects her to the goddess Ishtar, who would do the same. When we take a look at statues depicting Messalina, they are almost identical to statues of the Virgin Mary in the Catholic Church. This is akin to the images of Caesar Borgia as opposed to the images of Jesus Christ. Both of these examples are contrived images of pagan idols from the Catholic Church. The Pope and the Catholic Church represent the Eastern Order of of the whore of Babylon system of worship of Isis, Ishtar, and Diana. And America, Columbia, represents the Western order of Mystery Babylon, the whore who rides the beast or Antichrist spirit. The world has just borne witness to the marriage of these two orders. We were also given a picture of this marriage between the two virgin whores in the movie Nymphomaniac.
Spontaneous orgasm.
Yes, it was an orgasm, though the doctor described it as an epileptic seizure.
During that orgasm, you have this vision of these two women on each side of you.
The woman on my right side seemed to be dressed in purple and scarlet, with a lot of gold and pearls. She was carrying a golden goblet in her hand. She was sitting on some strange animal. And then the other woman was dressed in Roman clothes, a baby on her arm, and her hair lay in tight waves beneath a veil.
Was she holding the veil with two fingers, like this? And the other woman, was she sitting on an animal with 7 heads and 10 horns?
The animal only had one head. It was a kind of a bull.
Her story is like a blasphemous retelling of the transfiguration of Jesus on the Mount.
It should be noted that Francis has a personal, intimate devotion to Mary. Whenever Pope Francis passes a statue or icon of Mary, he kisses it. The Pope is deeply devoted to Mary and often expresses his devotion by praying in front of Marian statues and then gently touching them. Interestingly enough, if you add a T to the middle of the name Marian, you get the word Martian. This connects Mary to Mars. The marriage of these two systems represents the coming together of the Antichrist kingdom. On the heels of this event, on the day of the blood red moon, NASA made an announcement concerning the planet Mars.
The space agency has issued a notice saying Mars is mystery solved and says it will reveal the discovery at a news conference in Washington, D.C. on Monday morning. Media are speculating that NASA may have found water on the surface of the moon or underground.
This announcement was timed to coincide with the upcoming release of the new Matt Damon movie called Martian as well. Remember I told you that Venus is the consort of Mars and Mars is the god of war. Also on the same day, Obama decided to aggressively confront Russia, China, and Iran at the United Nations. The Antichrist is associated with Mars, the god of war, in Revelation 13:4, which declares, "Who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him?" The uniting of Venus and Mars represents the connection between love and war. This is the source of the saying, all's fair in love and war, and the reason the marriage between the holy whores and the Antichrist occurred, symbolizing a love of wickedness and iniquity through the sexual liberty or fornication of those who are under the spell of this mystery Babylon system of idolatry and engaged in worshiping other gods. Remember, God calls worship of other gods whoring and fornication. These events are all orchestrated to exalt the Antichrist, the false prophet, and mystery Babylon, which is the apostate religion of Antichrist, its false gods, and pagan idols. Clearly, the powers that be are paying homage to these false idols, and they are planning a world war to bring their one world order to fruition. These events will come to pass at Yah's appointed time. The question is, are you prepared for what is coming? Are you scot-free? Shalom.